Kia ora, good evening everybody. You're here live with Boys Get Paid from the Export Beer Garden studio for another Thursday evening, a big Thursday evening after the Melbourne Cup, and we've got Cup Week coming up, which is pretty exciting. I'm Matt Davies. We're here with Luke Kemmies. How are you, mate?
Very well, mate. I think I'm nearly recovered from Tuesday.
Only just, eh? Yeah.
Only just.
And Edgar Patterson, how are you, mate?
I think I only just woke up.
Did you? Mate, well, you went to sleep pretty early on Tuesday night. We'll get to that, but it was a hell of a time. A little bit to reflect on there, which I'm sure we'll get to. I didn't realise you get hungover from coffee, but it happens, didn't it?
Yeah, that espresso coffee. What was it?
Supreme. So it was Supreme coffee.
Supreme coffee, a few double shots, espresso martinis and whatnot. It was a bloody good time. But we've got the New Zealand Cup coming up. We've got Cup Week coming up. Lads are heading down. The Punters Club's open, Luke.
It's open. We've got about 40 rack in there so far. We'd love to for you to tell us how much you think we're going to end up in there, because we've got a whole week to build that up. And yeah, I think there was 500 people in for 25,000, so the average is about $50 people are putting in at this stage, but up to $40,000 as of this afternoon. And I'm sure that come Tuesday, Cup Week next week, we're going to have a fair bit of a kitty to rock and roll the bookies.
Make sure you get an early team. Like Luke says, get your comments into us. Let us know how much you think's going to be in the pool. If you comment on that, we'll give you a $100 entry into the Punters Club. Is that what we've agreed?
Not everyone that comments. But,
no, not everybody, but we'll choose one out.
We'll choose one before the end of the pod, and they'll win a $100 entry into the Punters Club.
So just to clarify for everyone who's sort of wondering, the Punters Club's going for the 5 days.
Yes.
And we're not going to all blow the kitty on my $1.20 harness shots, are we?
Should I hope not. But yeah, the email that went out said we'll be betting on all 3 codes. So those 3 codes are the harness, and then the dogs and the gallops. And someone emailed, the first email I got back is, well, it's not very clear if you're going to be betting on the greyhounds, so if you are, don't want to be a part of this. It's like,
what?
Okay, mate. Cheers, Karen.
So don't like the dish lickers.
No, apparently not.
Not a fan.
Not for everyone. But, I think it'll be proportionate in terms of what we spend to the codes to which we've got a bit more understanding of. But we'll be having a crack across all 3 codes.
That person clearly doesn't know that we're going to have Pip's Puppies.
Exactly. Pip's Puppies are going to be, very good to watch, hopefully.
For those that don't know what we're talking about, Pippa Morris, is that right? She's going to be giving us some greyhounds to back?
Yeah, we're going to hopefully try and sit down for a little podcast preview on Thursday when we get down to Cup Week as well. Right, Edgar?
Yeah, little chin wag, try and pick her brains. She's doing a bit of calling as well, so she knows her dogs.
There we go.
Absolutely. If you want to get into the Punters Club, where do people have to go, Luke, if they haven't got the email and whatnot?
Well, it's so easy. You can literally go to the TAB website, tab.co.nz, and there's a Boys Get Paid New Zealand Cup Week Punters Club Enter Here banner at the very top. If you click on racing, you probably go again, you'll then see a BGP logo. So the BGP logo is front and centre everywhere on the tab side. If you miss it, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Unbelievable. How good's the TAB going, and how good are the TAB going sponsoring us on Tuesday afternoon? Let's reflect on that Melbourne Cup. I'm sure everybody out there that's listening watched it. It was one hell of a race, and probably the obvious place to start is Ben Masters tipping Gold Trip.
What a guy. What a guy. He was very up and about, wasn't he? I think he was the only person in the pub screaming at home, so people can't have listened to him. But hopefully some people at home backed it on the live stream because he was pretty bully on the stream of you guys when you were on talking about it.
He was very confident, actually. He almost sold me. I was very, very adamant Bound to Clear was winning, and it would have taken an almighty, turn in the brain to get me onto something else, but he almost did. You
didn't even want to talk about anything else. We were trying to talk about other horses, and your response was Bound to Clear. Where's Bound to Clear?
10th. Ran 10th.
Oh, that's not bad.
Did it get the early crow even? I didn't even know that was a bet. How good's that?
Smoking Romans.
Smoking crow. Mossgill breed. That's good.
Here we go. Hey, interesting for you, I saw. So the horse that runs second, obviously we spoke to one of the owners, which we might get to, but
yep.
The Maronis tried to buy Gold Trip as well. They were underbidders at the auction for the horse, so they could have, if they brought that, they could have run 1-2 in the Melbourne Cup. Would have been bloody something. When
was the auction? When did they try to do that?
I'm not too sure. I think this was some time ago, but I saw something online about how they'd been the underbidders as well. So good eye for the stayers.
They know how to find a horse, eh? And obviously, again, with the TAB supporting us there on Tuesday, we had the DIY power plays, which, Luke, you tucked into. And I think I listened back on the stream a little bit. We were still trying to establish whether you won one.
Yeah, I did. I got 3 from my 6.
Yes.
So, yeah, I was very happy with that. They were a bit slow to pay because they were obviously having to wait for the exact finishing order to then tick off whether you got your multi home.
It took a long time for the result to come through,
You're telling me.
Yeah,
Hey,
I was
lads,
sweating on it.
Wayne Farrow reckons 600k, I reckon.
Oh,
600k
it's a good
plus.
target. It's a good target.
Wayno.
Have you got it in you, Luke?
Well, shit, there's a pretty big target, but I mean, I like a big target.
What's the biggest it's got to?
660,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 600, that's achievable.
Yeah, it's a house in Invercargill.
Well, it's never been done, right, over the 5 days.
No, we haven't done a 5-day punters club, so
No.
it'll be interesting.
So we're in new territory.
Yeah.
And 3 codes.
I do want people to get in early if they can. I'm not like pushing you to like, hey, give us your cash, because I know that the harness odds get cracked quite early, and if there's something we like, we probably will have a bet. Like, we won't wait till Tuesday to have a bet. We'll probably be potentially having a bet tomorrow in the harness. I've done the I've done the form in the harness. There's a couple I like, and I'll probably take the selections in the harness on the Tuesday. And have a crack.
Have you got your kiss prepared?
No,
Come on.
Can you give me it?
no, I can't be doing that.
Come
mate.
on
Then
Tuesday.
you're hanging out the back of a sulky.
In the bloody
in the budgie smugglers.
Kiraki.
It's going to be a hell of a week. I totally agree with you, Luke. I think everybody's going to get their money in early so the punts can get on. It's going to be, what, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Wednesday as well? It's bloody,
No. Come on, mate. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
No, it's still quite a lot of content, all right?
It's a lot.
Every day we are on.
My dopamine and adrenaline receptors, I think that's what you call them, are going to be absolutely cooked come Sunday.
Get your money in, team. One other thing I'm just recollecting from the Melbourne Cup was G Lane missing out on Detonator Jack in the last. It wasn't in the Melbourne Cup, but it was after the Melbourne Cup, right?
Yeah. Had to feel for him. He wanted 50 on. He went off
bugger.
the stream to go and back it, and old Boris was on FaceTime to his family, hogging the machine. That was the only... If I could have any suggestion for Shapiro's or a sports bar, is get a couple of those things in. I think they're
kiosks.
pretty hard to get, those kiosks, but yeah, geez, there's some punishers trying to operate those things, aren't there?
Why has he not downloaded the TAB app, though?
That's a good question.
I think he was using one of those bonus
Oh,
bets
he
from
wanted the
Ray
that's
White
right.
Mount Eden. Thank you very much.
That's very true. That's very true. There are a few of those to throw around. Melbourne Cup race itself, lads, like we were just talking about it before, it was one hell of a race because your horse, Knight's Order, that you were on and a few others were on, about 1,000 metres to go, just went for it.
It was bizarre. It was daring tactics. I think it's one of those things where they obviously thought maybe they could just sneak a break on them and be too good and outstay the rest of them. But I mean, it didn't come off. But I like to see that they clearly had a plan. I don't think it was just a brain fade from the jockey to go, let's just try me luck in the Melbourne Cup 1,000 out. They must have actually thought, okay, here's our game plan. And for a moment there, I sort of thought, holy shit! Like, is he caught these napping? And then when they started to sprint some of the others, I thought, oh shit, we're going to fall in a hole, much like Edgar was about to a couple of hours later.
Yeah, wow. That's Logan Clark here. 500k he reckons we can get into the Punters Club, but he said it's good to see that Ed is awake tonight.
You
too.
are trying to change the subject there slightly, but you did come back to it. It was a great day at Shapiro's. Thanks very much to Shapiro's for hosting us, and thanks very much, obviously, to the TAB and ACC for being there with us as well. Ed, you did your dash. You worked really, really hard, and then you snoozed.
Big
Mate,
day.
I was all full energy, full noise. If you didn't hear me screaming home defibrillate, you must be deaf because I was screaming. Yeah, it was good to get one home.
If anyone has footage of the great Snorlax over here,
Sleepy Joe Biden.
I love that.
Oh, look, Tim Vogel reckons, can Ed dress in purple for Cup Week as the purple Wiggles?
Surely. You're in your hometown.
What's it
Your
called
dad must
again?
have a purple
What's it
suit
called?
down there.
Wake up, Jeff. Is it Jeff?
I don't know what that's about, but
The Wiggles. You
yeah.
don't know the Wiggles?
Well, I know who they are, but I don't understand the purple sleeping thing. But anyway, if anyone does have any footage of the great man nodding off,
Don't send it through.
Edgar Patterson, get it through to us. Luke and I were standing around with a few others having a beer, and all of a sudden Ed had fallen asleep. We'd been informed that he'd fallen asleep, and then he shot it. He just straight out the front door, didn't even say bye. Nothing.
Hey, mate.
No thanks for coming.
Happens.
look, there's
Happens on the
Anamoe,
big jobs.
Anamoe down the street taking off.
It does happen.
He was on the blower. I don't know who you were on the phone to.
Must have
Sammy
been
Wynn.
Must have
Sammy
been
Wynn.
someone
Must have
important.
been-
It was probably someone telling me what to bet on.
I must have been wondering where Clear came. But then, like,
Top
Luke,
10, mate.
we
Come on.
struggled a little bit too, to be fair. We've got the Oaks coming up here in a few seconds, team, but we were trying to get to Leo Malloy on Tuesday night. He'd invited us to his bar. What happened?
Yeah, I think the invite was from earlier in the afternoon, but I took it as
Right.
I must be on having some beers down there. We'll go for a look down there and then maybe head home from there. And there was absolutely no one there. But there was this weird guy in the corner who kept trying to interrupt us. Remember that?
What was he asking for?
Oh.
He was asking for money for something, eh?
Yeah, money and vape.
How did they
and-
let him in?
I do not know. There was something. I'm like, mate, just please leave us alone. But he just kept waving at us and shit. But you
some-
see it all down there.
Some absolute scenes. Make sure next time we're doing a live punt along, make sure you come along, get your tickets to Shapiro's if we're going to be there. We're going to do another one at the Karaka Millions. We also had Kevin Mialamu on the pod. You guys had a good yarn to him.
What
good
a
man.
truly great man. It was
Very
a pleasure
nice.
talking to that guy.
He's such a great fella. It was great to see him there. What did he weigh in at? Was it 120 kegs on the
Was he?
on the jockey comp? Or am I overdoing
Didn't catch
it there?
that. Didn't catch that. Sorry.
He's
Yeah,
a-
I didn't see it, but he's a big bloke.
He's only short. I think you'd take him down.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez. Yeah, I don't know.
Depends if he's been at his CrossFit in the morning or not.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
He
even
wasn't. He was off to boxing that
Boxing.
afternoon.
That's right.
Was
yeah.
he?
Yeah.
That's
Big
weird.
boxer, doing it for the community. What a
What?
great man.
We'll have to send you down, Edgar, for a few, training sessions.
Yeah, get in the ring with Kevin Mialamu.
Imagine that.
Who's winning that?
You get dusted up pretty quick, I'd say. And who's winning the Oaks? If you've got a bet on the Oaks and are watching live, we'd love to know who you've backed because it looks like they've probably
Well, you just
got
go J-Mac.
They're
man.
about
1,000 metres to go.
Yeah, we're about 1,500 out here, aren't we? Everyone's on She's Extreme by the look of things, but well, like you say, James McDonald's on Zen Zeller,
Yes.
1,400 metres to
A bit of
go.
audio here.
Yeah, give me
We've got-
that.
I'm pretty sure that this the dam of this Zen Zeller is actually Zenista, which was trained by Lisa Snakes and Ladders down there in the CD Awapuni.
No way.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
good.
there we go.
So New Zealand's going to win this race then, hopefully. On
Well,
the back of J-Mac.
I've been told by a good Sydney source that Queen Air will be winning this race, so that's why I ended up plunking my coin. So send prayers for
Well,
me.
you're in the 1-1 in harness.
Blake
Call it the
Blake
1-1.
McDougall live riding Queen Ear. How good is this Cup Carnival? Like, there's just so much good racing
So
going
pure.
on.
There's a lot of racing. What are we getting flushed out here? 3 wide now.
Well, what are you fellas on? I'm on
Queen
She's
Ear.
Extreme.
I got rinsed on Maximus Prime, just offered absolutely nothing. So
Luke's on Queen Ear. You didn't go on anything in here, Ed?
no, I got rinsed in the last race.
Okay.
Gee, Zenzella travels nicely.
Right up on the bed, James McDonald.
J-Max on.
Oh, She's Extreme popping up down the rail.
Queen
But-
Air is peaked on the run, or has it?
I think a few of them might have
Turned
here.
into a
This,
heavy track. It looks
this
like.
fella out the front's going well. Who's out the front?
That's that Pravida, isn't it?
She's Extreme's picking it up, though. Surely. Yep, home.
Oh, jeez.
Home.
Hey.
There you go. The money-
Did Matty get on?
The money was
Oh.
on, $2.30, and it comes home in the Oaks.
Thank you very
Shout out
much.
to Brad Davidson.
Yeah, absolutely. Surely. Get on. $24.99 a week, people.
Thanks
Wow.
to producer Adam for bringing that up.
Yeah.
She's extreme.
Good on
Yeah,
you.
thanks, Adam.
Yeah, we also have Dave who called it in stream as well a minute ago as they were about 1,000 out.
Oh,
so,
good man.
So good call.
Dave.
Well done, Dave. Great work. Another great New Zealander that joined us on Tuesday evening, who I just had no idea who he was at the time. Everyone was talking about this fella who owned or part owns the second place runner in the Melbourne Cup, a Missouri. Turned out to be a billionaire. Rod Duke. What? Is he a
You were-
billionaire?
It was so good when I told you post you yarning to him. You're like, I was showing you on your computer, and you're like, "What? Get him back here! I want a round.
Yeah.
Shout the bar!"
Yeah, shout the bar, did he?
I said to him, can you give us an espresso martini? He goes, I'll think about it.
Yeah,
Like, that
didn't
is
see any.
brutal. Good
Yeah.
man, though. Thanks very much for joining us, Rod. He was a very good fella.
40 horses.
I wonder what kind of units he bet. Crikey.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully he's having a bet this weekend because he's got a good horse in.
Sound.
Hey.
Hey, are you
I've
on?
seen that. 26s into 21s. Is it? What is
Oh
it?
shit, is it? I haven't had
Yeah.
a bet yet. Wait
Okay.
till I have a bet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
might put the
Jesus.
Punters Club 40 grand on. We'll 20x that before we get started.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can bring it up, the price.
Yeah, good man. Rightio. No good.
Let's get into Saturday, team. It has been a big Tuesday. We've had a big few weeks. We've had the Everest, we've had the Melbourne Cup, and now we've got Cup Week. Luke and Ed heading down, Punters Club going on. But obviously, there's going to be some fantastic racing. I'm really excited about the racing this weekend, actually, guys. I think it's some bloody good fields,
Crikey, it is amazing to look at. Like, you just look through, and you got Levante returning back at the
Oh.
sprints. We got Roch N Horse, who
Yeah.
won that race last year, was it? At 100 to 1?
Nah, they won the Newmarket
Oh,
earlier.
the
They might have
Newmarket.
won this
Yeah,
race.
yeah,
I don't know. I didn't watch
no,
it
no,
last year.
No, that's the Newmarket I'm thinking of. But still, good sprinter.
Yeah.
And obviously we got Nature Strip, the good horse. So Giga Kick, the Everest winner. Wow-wee.
Yeah.
But domestically, we've got some good racing as well.
Yeah.
2,000 guineas at Riccarton. We've got the Group 1 of our own. And there's some okay racing at Te Rapa as well.
There's probably maybe one good race at Te Rapa. It's mainly around the sort of Riccarton form this weekend, isn't it? But like you say, there's some great racing over in Australia. Ed, mate, you must be. Look, this is your hometown, right? This is
Hey.
You're from Lincoln. It's your hometown. You must be fired up.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back. I go down Sunday morning.
Yeah, has Mum got a roast for you on Sunday? I'd ask for that.
Okay. No, I don't know. might go something a little bit abstract.
Like what?
Sushi.
Sushi.
Oh,
in
God,
Lincoln. Does your mum make sushi?
Yeah, she's mean on the sushi. She can make anything. She's a superstar. Love you, Mum.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sure she's great, but if you go home for a home cooked meal, you know it's sushi.
Okay, unpopular opinion. I'm going to say it because I don't care. I don't rate roasts. Whoa. Don't rate them.
What, a stew or something? I don't know.
A stew?
Are you a vegan?
Come on.
Oh, God.
Spice up the kitchen with something better than just a plain old steak not steak, stew.
What would your mum cook, Luke? Do you mind me asking?
Yes, let's go through this. This is a good chat.
Probably overcooked chicken.
Oh,
Are you joking?
oh, come on.
She doesn't watch the stream.
Oh, you can't be
Is she
saying that.
no good at cooking?
God.
What's the next topic?
Oh, mate, my mum
What
does a
about
good roast. but
your
anyway.
mum does a good roast?
She does a good roast.
What are we
Ed's
running?
does good
Bit of lamb?
Oh, God, unbelievable. What This podcast is going downhill very,
I'd
very
love
quickly.
to have a roast of your mum, mate. So.
Mate, yeah, right. I'll invite you around.
Yeah,
Okay.
outstanding.
Good. Right. What? Pork, lamb, chicken? What are you
Edgar as
after?
well?
Yeah, he can
Yeah,
come.
we'll come around. Oh, he's not
Let's
either.
go around for a
He'll
roast.
come around
mate.
for a fucking...
I'll critique it. It's got to be a bloody good
Yeah,
roast,
what an
mate.
entree
It's got to be a good roast.
Raw fish and rice. Come on, brother.
If the roast is pink and chewy, mate, leave it out. Leave it out. Give it to the
God.
chickens.
Unbelievable. Anyway, who's going to win the Peggers of Stakes Lags? Are we had a look at that, or are you starting somewhere else? Ed?
Are you starting at Rick?
Yeah, Riccarton. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely Riccarton on Saturday. We don't have to start at the Pegasus
No, let's do it.
Stakes, but
Chella.
you're in Chella. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
Yep. Been going
Okay.
good. Been going good, I thought. And
Okay.
no reason to get off now. Barrier 11, probably the niggly thing. Don't mind this horse buoyant. See, there's a bit of money for it.
Is it buoyancy or buoyant?
No, buoyant.
Buoyant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Arish.
So that was like, I think, was it Benny Masters?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Best bet.
we talked
Pretty
about it
sure.
on the podcast and we said this probably wins. I don't know if we made it a best bet. I think we just said, yeah, if you're at Ashburton,
You
have a
said-
shot.
Yeah, have a fill up for
And
the
it
weekend.
was pretty cruisy, like sort of eased to the line, like only did what it had to. So it's probably going to go again.
Only carrying
Ari.
53 kgs as well, which is pretty good.
Yep, there's there's a couple of good horses in there, but buoyant or Ari. I don't know.
What about
Whatever you want.
what about
This isn't Punters Club yet, is it?
Can we
about-
turn this off, please, Adam? Is that right? It's giving me nightmares. Sorry.
oh the trots
The
are on.
Tamworth
The
harness?
trots
Yeah.
are on.
I've-
Goodness
what if I said I've got
gracious.
one?
No.
Oh, I wonder how many harness people eat sushi for dinner. Probably not a lot. They're probably more meat and veg type people.
You like anything, mate?
I'm built different.
I don't mind. I don't mind
Very.
Irish Girl actually. I know it's carrying 60 kgs, but it's
Ooh, Irish Girl.
It's got a good record at Riccarton. It's 4 starts, 2 wins. Sam win?
No, the girl at Melbourne Cup. What? No, the
was
lady
it-
I helped at the... Did I not tell you guys about that?
Oh, that's right.
Some Irish girl came in and said she didn't know how to put any bets on or anything, and I had to help her with her trifecta, and I was like, we'll see at 5 o'clock. She never came back.
Yeah,
Okay, on to the next.
I was the one that stitched Edgar up with that, and he was super wrapped at the start until he heard the voice.
Yeah, I was
and,
feeling
then-
pretty
and then it
cool.
was on. It was on.
got a little chubby.
It's
How old
most,
was he?
it's most probably about 44.
44.
Yeah.
Maybe that's who you were on the phone to when you left, mate.
Could have been.
It was a half chub, not a full chub.
It's the most action I've had since I've got to Auckland, actually.
I'm laughing so much my glasses are fogging up.
If anyone can do anything about Edgar's lack of action, please email the movement.
Excuse me?
The movement at boysgetpaid.com, and we can forward all inquiries to sushi@edgar.co.nz.
Yeah, Haggard's a bit of katsu.
Do get your comments and help us with that. We should have said before we started the Riccarton form as well. The 2,000 Guineas, we're not going to quite get to it yet, but get your comments in as to who you think's going to win that. It's a pretty wide open race. We'll get to it shortly, but we're really keen to know what everybody else thinks as well. I think the three of us might be thinking differently as well. So it's going to be an interesting chat. But get your comments in. I'll just finish off with the Pegasus Stakes and say, yeah, I thought Irish Girl might be a good top 3 punt. What about the Metropolitan, which is I think a Group 3 over 2,500 metres? Have we done the form on that one?
There's Quiz Kid in there from memory.
Oh no!
I think
Hit the road, Jack.
Hit the road.
Starry
Jack.
Beale.
Same.
Starry
Jesus.
Beale for the Marsh Stable. Thought it was a pretty good run last start. It's a good pipe opener, I think you call it, for the New Zealand Cup. You'd have to think that they want to try and tick that one off and win that race. I noticed in this race, Bella the Ball's going around.
Come get your goats.
Over 20.
It's only an inside joke, though. So.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
2,500
bro.
metres. 2,500 metres. So, Jesus, that's going to be interesting to see. But, yeah, there's already money, 6 to 450 for Starry Beale. I'd say that they've been targeting these races. Only just went down half a length last start. did Starry Bill. So
it's a bit of an interesting race. I'm not too sure who wins that one, to be honest. But I didn't mind LJ for Kevin Myers, Tina Komanyagi combining there. The bookies obviously see what I see, and they've opened it relatively short. It has been running home some nice races, and with sort of an apprentice on, and I don't know, I think maybe like dropped the whip last start or something, and it was really rocketing home. So I think it can definitely see out this longer distance, and could be there at the end. And obviously barrier 12's a wee bit of a niggle, but yeah, it could be a good each way bet there.
we're going to get a good track down there, surely.
Yeah,
100%.
It's
Sunny.
Mate. I turned the sun on.
What a
when
guy.
I get back. Yeah,
Must be, eh?
Yeah.
I like hit the road jack for the $3.30 at the top of the market there. The
drawn the car park, not a worry.
It's because this thing always goes back, and with about 1,000 metres to go. If you haven't seen Hit the Road Jack run yet, people, have a look on Saturday, because it'll just sit back, back middle of the pack, and then around 1,000 metres, it'll start caning off around them and really try and take the race to them. So I reckon with that sort of, it's quite a long straight, isn't it? And it's a bit of a dog leg into the straight, not necessarily quite a tight
It's
bend.
almost
I think
like
it
the
could
whole
favour
thing
it.
is a straight.
Yeah, it's quite weird, eh?
Yeah, it's
And
there. Yeah,
once it gets ahead of them, it's
call it the
so hard to the shoot. That's
Yeah.
it. It's so hard to claw that horse back in, and it's won 2 already in the last 5, and come second twice in the last 5 as well. So I'd be having a look at that, I reckon.
Okay, we've already got through a few races deep in the meeting. I actually want to just pinpoint one here
Please.
that I backed and tipped out to the masses. Over to you.
What race,
Race number 4, early on in the day. Jamie Bullard trains Kylie Williams, the rider, and it's won 3 in a row. Won 2 on the synthetic, and then 1 on the turf last start, paying about $21. And from a nice inside barrier draw, she's pretty quick out the gates. She can run them along. She stays in the same grade. There is definitely a few more quality horses in here. I know Ted's sort of keen on another one, Maria Farina, but I just thought the draws sort of work out again here, that Over to You can probably just keep performing and get the dub again.
Nice, yeah. That Maria Farina, yeah, I think that's a good horse. That's a really good horse. So that should be a good contest.
Yeah, well, it's going to be head-to-head, me and Ted.
Could be.
Ed versus Ted.
Ed versus Ted, race
Well,
4.
it's
Just take the T out. I'd never thought about it that way. What about any others, Ed, on the card before we get to the 2,000 Guineas, the Group 1 of the day?
Yep, mate. Race number 8, our friend Samantha Wynn, a little Irish jockey, Fittercairn. I don't know how you exactly pronounce it. It's probably how you say.
Okay.
But if you remember, if there's anyone in here who watched the show from a few weeks ago when we had her on, we said, is there anything we can look for in Cup
yes,
Week?
You're right.
And she said Fittercairn. So,
okay.
And
You always won't
Winkers,
be happy I'll knock the price off.
side Winkers go on, and it's like 11s and $3. And yeah, there's sort of just a little bit of, let's see. Let's see if Samantha can tip the boys into one, 11 and $3. How are you?
Gee, I didn't mind Jeweler Patch in that.
Okay.
Me Ruffy run 4th last start. You're going to get a good price for 4th again, $3.80. But barrier 15, that's ugly because this thing likes to get down to the rail.
Leave me out of that.
Yeah, which is a little bit niggly. I was hoping that this was going to draw a good barrier for this race, and we could have a little bit of a fill up in that top 4 again, but maybe not for barrier 15.
Do the barriers matter hugely at Riccarton? I know this is 1,400, so it probably does.
The rails, true. So that's usually it does when the rail's out like 20 metres, like 10.
Yeah, because it's quite a tight straight, isn't it? Sometimes.
And so sometimes there's like horses running in behind the speed that just never get a run, and it's like, that hurts.
Yeah.
But obviously the rail's true, so it's sort of even. It's a wide straight when the rail's true.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say so.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else before we get to the 2,000 Guineas, lads?
Challa, just get on.
Just get on,
one more
Shella.
in that race that add value. I think shouldn't be at 15s and 450. The motivator is trained by Ross Becker, and Michael McNabb is on board. That's key jockey change there.
True.
He's a bit of a beast. He's a big grey gelding Zaginto. He's strong. He won at odds on the Everest day, and he comes in here with good runs on the good turf track at Ashburton and synthetic. And it's going to be a good track on the weekend. And at $15 from an inside draw, he can just box on the whole way and be a good top 4 chance as well.
Naughty.
Good work.
Just want to point out with old Challa that 2 starts ago bet Arish
Right.
came out and won, and then also third was Real Slim Tradie, which absolutely bet them up at Hastings and goes around again. Money's on at Te Rapa, racing against Millie Fiore. which I think actually run third to Chella, the next start, and Fashion Shoot as well. So I think it's a good quote at $6 and $2. Good each way bet. Barrier 11, don't worry about that. Maybe a little bit extra ground, as the comment says, for the race, but I think you can still get something each way, and hopefully we can sneak it over 1,000 metres.
Beautiful. And if you've won some money on the team and it's coming down to $5.19 in race 10, there's a horse called Colossal. That's the biggest horse you'll ever see going around. I mean, it's drawn barrier 19. It's carrying 57 kg, so it's going to be a challenge. But it's such a good horse that it's so big, and it gets out in front of them, and it really takes the race to people. So if you have won some money, if you've lost nothing, don't use it to get out. But if you have won a little bit, have a crack at it, because it really gets out there and has a go. Looks like we might have a comment in the that
there's
we
a
want to
guy
raise.
called
Is that
Kev
right?
Kelly. He's almost as sick as me.
What's
He's
happened?
actually got one at Tauhara Nikau for us.
Oh,
Would you believe it or not?
On Sunday.
On Sunday, Father's Day Sunday. More than words, Michael McNabb.
Okay.
Nice.
There we go. There we go.
What's the other
200
comment? I think there's
Nikau.
another comment.
Yeah, I think you're missing a clear one underneath it, Ed.
Yep, go on, Adam. Bring
Is
it
that
up.
on purpose?
I can't read it. There's
Jack
something-
Walker.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jack
so,
Walker.
so we've got Jack here who says there's a big warning, flashing red lights either side, and it says, "Do not follow Ed's advice." Is that is it a
Are we talking with?
flatmate,
Are we
or-
talking with women? Because maybe I'd agree, but horses, nah. I'll back myself.
Is that a flatmate?
Never heard of the guy.
Oh.
Jack, mate.
Mate, you could have got a prize, Jack, if you'd been mates with Ed. That's unfortunate. Nah, come on. Righto, let's get into the 2000 Guineas team. This is the big race of the weekend in terms of New Zealand horse racing. It's the Group 1. It's the 3-year-olds, some of the best 3-year-olds going around in the country. They've all run into this. We've got Pierre as a favourite, but it's a pretty open field at this point. Who wants to start? I'm going to leave you both to just get in first. Who's going?
Yeah.
I'll go, because I know old mate's very keen on one, but I'm not going to put the favourite on top here. I'm actually going to probably what Edgar did when he got home on Tuesday night, go incognito.
You're joking.
If you were up to it, if the chub could handle it. But Jason Laking on board, barrier 6. I mean, this horse last start run second to This Is Dramatic, who I've actually got a futures bet on, I'll have at 26s, so I'll be very stoked if the filly can beat them, but they run 138. And we know that they're going to be able to run the mile, but this horse it looked like it was just going to go flying by, a little bit like Navia did in the Guineas last year, and then just couldn't quite do it. So I'm prepared to give him another chance. You'd have to think that Dynastic, he's the colt, that's who you'd probably want to be winning the race in terms of maximise the value of a horse. So that thing's going to, got Josh Parr on, but drawn barrier 12, a little bit of money, and that I'd imagine is probably some of the owners having a crack. But I wouldn't be getting off Cognito yet. I know you really like Pierre, and I'll leave you to talk about that, but I think this is sort of could be that each way play of the race where that you're going to be in the race all 1,600 metres of it.
Shout out to Josh Parr, actually, because he's the Aussie bloke who's come over to ride the horses in New Zealand, isn't he? So
And he'll be watching.
Is that his first day riding
Josh Parr
Probably.
5, they call him.
on Saturday?
Does he watch the podcast? Do you like it?
Yeah, Josh Parr 5. Yep.
Good
he'll be
man.
watching.
We'll have
Okay.
to get him on. I'll have to get him an interview on his rides.
Yeah,
I'll tee that up.
I think he's racing riding for Taco all week, isn't he?
Yep.
He's got a few goodies in there, so no doubt he'll be featuring.
Look, Ed, Pierre, what's you're
Well, I
really
can't
keen?
Can't go full noise into it because it's my. Pierre. Well, that was just a sensational win at Matamata last start. I know Ted's real big on it, and I have to agree. I think this horse is just a big unit, and from the nice barrier draw that's been gifted by the gods and weird dynastic maps, I think there's a few outside him that just might have to do a bit more work. And if he can just, get a few big breaths in the lungs, halfway through the run, then he might have enough to just keep kicking down that little long straight there. I know Cognito ran home in like 33 and 20, so that's pretty quick last 600.
But it was such a slow race.
Yeah, they sprinted home though. So Cognito, I can see where you're going there, but I just feel like Pierre is going to be one of these
Superior.
horses that just goes to another level and shows that in the 2000 Guineas.
Well, if you go back a few starts ago for Incognito, got beaten by a horse called Sharp and Smart at Royal Gillies Kaka.
Right.
Who's that?
It ran well that day as well. It was second.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it's gone and beat This Is Dramatic, and then This Is Dramatic's turned the table. So, yeah, I think I can just I'm happy to stack all of that form up and go, that's a good bet for me.
Okay, well, actually, speaking of that, sharp and smart, if we go to Te Rapa race 8, Waitac's in there, and that's got a good second or third behind sharp and smart from memory. And it's got good form as a 3-year-old, Waitac, so that's probably a chance as well.
Yeah, I think I talked about Waitac a couple of weeks ago. Then it got scratched that day.
Couple tries to prepare, pretty quiet though. So we'll see what happens.
We'll get to Te Rapa. 2,000 guineas.
Just have a go. Just go back and forth, I reckon.
Do you reckon that we might ask Matt what he likes in the 2,000 guineas, mate? It's usually how a podcast goes.
Do we not get that straight
Look,
away?
it doesn't matter. Pierre's going to win the race. It's all over. It's fine.
When we go and roast
think
your
I've
mum with
convinced- I think
sushi,
I've
we're
convinced
going
him.
to ask if she can teach you about giving everyone a turn in the sandbox, okay, mate?
I'm just thinking about different stuff all the time.
That's right.
Yeah, we
You're
know.
processing. It's good. No, it's good.
Matty
Look,
Double D, mate, get it out. Show us what you like.
the double Ds, get them out. I quite like. I don't. Sorry. I'm with you that I actually don't think Pierre's unstoppable. I thought it was.
Damn it.
I thought it was kind of
Like Creekish.
not crawling to the line
Oh,
on
my
a
goodness
couple of
gracious
Saturdays
me.
ago. But it wasn't exactly savaging the line, and I think it got the best of the track. On that track all day, they were winning on the rail, and it got there early, and nothing else had a chance. And I don't think it was really hitting the line all that well. I could be totally wrong, but I'm happy not to punt on Pierre in this race. I think you guys are missing out on Prowess. Prowess was absolutely flying home after a pretty, I don't know, up and down run. It got cut off a couple of times. It was
Didn't
held
jump
up.
though, eh? You got to jump. You
it
got to
just-
jump.
Yeah, and barrier one's a concern if it's not going to jump very well. It could get tucked in behind them. But this is like a proper horse. It smoked them the last 2 runs before that. Did a few things wrong, and I think Roger James and Rob at Wellwood know what they're doing. And I remember they did the same with Pinarello, where it just kind of didn't get the run that it needed to, and they went away and they reassessed it, and they took it over the Queensland Derby and won it. They've mixed it up here. It's supposed to be going to the 1,000 guineas next week. They're bringing it forward to go to the 2,000 guineas. They probably think it's nearly a race. So I'm all over Prowess. I love the horse. I think it's great.
And the synthetic form, which you say stacks up quite well with the good form, like it's usually on par with, right? In terms of time. So
Prowess, yep.
you're going to get a good track. Good on you. I mean, Pierre, we don't know on a good track, do we?
No, we
'Cause
don't. But it was a soft 5, and it did actually, pretty sure after that run, because it was one of the earlier
It was
races,
soft
wasn't
5 at Matamata,
it? I think
wasn't
it got
it?
upgraded, didn't it, to a good 4 that day?
Nah, it didn't end up. I think it got upgraded from a 6 to a 5. But everything went on the rail that day, and it got there early. Look, Pierre could be that good. I don't know, but I'm happy to go against it.
Right. Well, it's fair enough. You have been with Prowess the last few weeks, so I can see why you're with it.
Stick with it. They might even back it up in the 1,000 guineas if it goes that well. But yeah, look,
Prowess.
it's looking pretty
Oh,
good.
that'd
eh?
be
Yeah.
horny. That'd be super
how good would
horny.
that be?
I think the last
Jesus.
horse to do that, a horse called Katie Lee, and won both of them, won the
Really?
2,000 and the 1,000 guineas. If my
It's a filly.
yeah,
the only
stats-
filly to ever do it.
Yeah,
Jeez, that's good knowledge, Luke.
yeah, freakish filly, little grey thing, and speedy as, real mongrel of a horse too. Hell of an attitude on it, apparently.
Okay, all right.
I think that's right.
Mongrel and filly, that just doesn't go right. Like,
Not
that's
often,
like,
but yeah, I'll tell you a
she
story.
drink Cody's or something?
I'll
or
tell you a
what?
story off here. I'll tell you a story
Okay.
off here. But I'm pretty sure someone might correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Katie Lee. But Ted, if he's watching, he'll tell me if I'm wrong. But Sir Patrick Hogan colours.
Pretty sure it
He
is Katie
definitely
Lee.
will. I just think this is such a great reflection of the race that all 3 of us are looking at something different, and I'm sure that some of the community out there might have some. No, what have we got? Any?
How good as well, like a good track for a good race.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, thank God,
finally.
Christchurch turning it on. They've actually had so much sun that there was a fire last night up in Woodend Beach. They had to evacuate some horses.
Really?
Yeah, the Dunn stable. I think they've evacuated about 60. And Fitzy, with the boys get paid, he had to help out with evacuating them as well. So well done to getting all the horses safely rehomed into a different stable, wherever that was. But yeah, that's a bit scary stuff. Especially
Definitely.
when Cup Week's just around the corner. These horses are getting spooked by fire. Christ, it's the last thing we need.
good on you, Fitzy. What a legend, mate. I'm sure all the animal activists were out fucking helping out as well, no doubt as well. The pack of fleas. Sorry.
Oh, gee whiz, right, eh?
Sorry.
Okay, look, hey,
yeah, I respect that.
Hey, fist pump. Okay, right.
I'll tone it down. I've had half a zero beer.
Good on you, mate. No, fair enough. You know,
Wow,
tell us how you feel.
Jesus, you
Double
know.
parked.
Oh, I just can't cop them, you know. They're all out in force for Melbourne Cup, and they go home and they got 3 pets. Oh, good on you. Do you think you really need a pet? You know? Like, and what's your pet eating? Have you thought about that? Oh, I don't know. Anyway,
Okay, you've got a few fans.
Can we clip this one out and get it on socials?
No, don't.
Prowess as well, says Sam Hickmont and Carlito Shalfoon, ex-flatmate.
Carlito, we heard from him last
Prowess
week.
does the double.
Carlito,
He was ringing up and all sorts
he's
of
regular.
these.
I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. No, we're going to have everything out on the app on Saturday, aren't we? And Edgar, you've got a podcast coming out tomorrow. Is that correct?
We are recording it tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Yep.
But not.
Don't know when it'll go out. Probably will go out tomorrow. Yeah.
Re-Cup day, is it?
Okay. Re-Cup day. Yeah, me, Fitzy, Matty Markham will go through all of the fields. There's 13 races on Tuesday.
So that's the harness. That's going to be a harness pod.
Yep, harness. Okay. We'll talk it in depth. And try and find some winners.
Okay, and you're going to have tips out on the app.
Yep.
For Saturday.
Yep.
Good man. All right. And no doubt Matty Cross will try and find some winners down there as well, as we always say.
I'll get into with him on Sunday or Monday.
Get on him. Do it. Because last year, he's a great man. Last year when we interviewed him, he tipped out. He said, I think it was Bully Boy or something like this. And he said, it could win 2 races in the week. And I think it won 1-1. He also had one on the harness that he really liked as well. So definitely get Matty Cross and listen to him across the week, team. If you don't really know your South Island form, but you want to watch and you want to follow, he's a good man to follow as well.
What a lovely tulip he was wearing on Melbourne Cup Day.
Sensational.
Get your tulips out.
Get your tulips
out.
Yeah.
Go get
Before we get to some of the big racing at Flemington on the weekend, because there is some big racing. Geez, we've gone 35 minutes already. This is great. Do anything at Te Rapa, just really, really quickly?
The Waitaks. That's a mountain range,
come back to that, don't we?
In the North Island? Is it?
The Waitakares, yes, they're in West Auckland.
Is that what
mate.
it's named after?
You can see them from here.
Can I?
Probably, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Geography?
Look, Waitak, you're right. A couple of weeks ago we talked about this horse as well. Its last trial, it trialled behind Quick Preview. What's the horse that won at Rotorua, the old stayer? I can't quite remember its name at the moment. But both of those two came out and won.
Well, that's good as well.
So the top 3 that it raced against in the last trial came out and won. And we thought it was going to line up a couple of weeks ago, but it got scratched. But yes, it is lining up in race 9. But also one of your mates, Kai's in that race. Ed,
Not anymore. Didn't bloody win.
Not providing the
That's
Kai,
my
that
best
horse.
bet. Yeah, get out of here. No, but if you look back in the form line, Wolverine, Sharp and Smart, Mr. Maestro, Maven Bell, there's some good ponies in there. Some real good horses.
There are.
Waitak, it was $5 on open. It's into $4.50. The Wexford stable love a punt. So... I mean, Barrier 11's the only red flag there for me, but because it doesn't really get out of the gates like Usain Bolt. But give it a chance.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything, Luke? You like it, Te Rapa?
Well, we've
Silverina?
spotted the only one in race 4. I don't know what sort of track we're going to get at Te Rapa. Do we know?
Surely good. It's sunny again.
I haven't done the weather. I haven't been the weatherman today, so
done the weather. We'll have a quick look at that in a
weather
second.
Te Rapa.
The only one, I don't know. Like I just thought up to the mile last start, we should have been winning, and the money certainly come for this horse. They crunched it into $3 late, and it was still 6 cents off them. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
if
mate,
you can go
it was tough.
You're going to want 2,000
Good
metres
track.
of this horse. I
Good
think.
track.
Good track. Okay.
What race is it in?
That's race 4 at Te Rapa, the only one. But I'm actually going to steer against it, and I've got one in this race that I was going to make my best bet of the weekend. So
Okay.
we'll come back to that.
Come to that.
We will come back to that.
The big race. It's only a listed race at Te Rapa, but it's a really, really, really nice race. Actually, there's some good horses running around in it. The Legacy Lodge Sprint. It's an absolute lottery. Luke, I don't know. Have you had a chance to look at it?
Lottery. Fuck, mate, I got the Powerball, mate.
What's going to happen?
Gospodin's in here, second
Mate,
up.
but it's its first. Is it first time in a good track?
No, don't you worry about it. Yeah, you're right, actually. Is it definitely,
I don't know.
Crikey.
is it definitely going to be good? It's soft
I think
there
so.
at the moment.
Just say it's cloudy.
Surely it's going to be good.
Shit, yeah, okay. That could be no good.
I don't know. It's such a hard race.
Actually, no. In this race, Tavia is back.
Yep,
as
Tavia's
well.
back. Yep.
And this thing goes pretty good first up, and it's won half of its races.
I've heard of that horse. Why have I?
Yeah.
Is that a
It's
BMAC Brendan McCallum horse?
Oh, I don't know, but it's second, and it's had a couple of trials to prepare. It's won one first up. It's bet home Mega Bourbon and Helena Baby before they put it aside. I think this horse has got a bit of talent. So we've got the old 4 kilo apprentice Narajan Palmer on, but hopefully he can get that one home if Gospodin's not going to be winning because it's going to be a good track.
Brendan McCallum does not own the horse.
Right,
Far from it.
Glad we've cleared that up. Packing Rockstar is also in that race. That started out really, really well, but I heard from, I think it was Lauren Brennan in an interview yesterday, 60 kgs might be a touch too much, but if you did like the run last start, $2.50 a place is pretty good money for a horse that's actually won a Group 2, I think twice. So very good horse. Faithful Feet also starting out in that race. If that gets on speed and doesn't get challenged, which it probably will, but that's a nice horse as well. But tight line. If you go back to its first up run at the, I think it was in the Sweynesse Stakes, or it was certainly at, it was the Sweynesse Stakes at Rotorua. It was about 15 wide the trip the whole way, and it only missed them by about 4 lengths. If that gets on speed, doesn't get contested, I don't know. It won 3 in a row last campaign. It's probably not the quality of these horses, but, you know, you'd want
Second
your
up
money on
goes
it.
right.
Yeah.
Taylor Mitchell on, riding well. Ted manages.
Yes,
Double-
she's a
Bit of
good
weight off. Bit of weight off.
She's a good jock. Like her. Good.
Double figure odds. Get something on.
Lads, I think this is, I don't know what to get more excited about, the 2,000 Guineas or Levante returning.
Wow.
Against Nature Strip as
It
well.
is.
Sorry to kick ahead from Te Rapa, but I thought we had finished.
We've done there. We've
Good.
wrapped it.
Yeah.
Levante is back. This is potentially, everybody's been arguing for the last 7 or 8 weeks over who's the best horse in New Zealand. Is it Imperatrice? Is it on Trivier? Is it La Creek? I reckon Levante, But I don't know if it can beat Nature Strip. I don't know if it can beat the rest of this Group 1 field, but it's such a good horse.
Can I just interrupt you there for
Go
a little
for
bit, mate? If you're watching the stream, get in the chat right now and say is Levante winning? Is Levante winning? Can she wave the flag? Because I reckon.
Are you going
she's
to
a
put your
chance.
money on Levante, Yeah.
Like, why would you not?
You've got to be on to have a crack. You know it's going to be there. It's such
She's
a good
going to
horse.
be lurking.
Yeah.
And then she'll
21's
be
good.
hitting the line very hard. But yeah, if you are backing anyone in those 3 Group 1s that are back to back, let us know in the chat below, and we'll have a wee bit of a yarn. But it's an exciting meeting there at Flemington. They've had exciting racing all weekend, all week long. Wowee! What a finish! What a finish!
Well, my ass is still in Sydney after Nature Strip couldn't win the Everest, so
It owes us,
I'm not going to do it again.
Are you not going to get on Nature
No,
Strip
I'm
again?
going to be real sick for it. I'm just going to quinella up Roch N Horse and Levante and just sit on a little kiwi
that's
ticket.
Sick.
And that could just fund the entire bloody Cup Week.
That could fund your whole financial year, to be honest, if that hits.
I'd say so. I'd say so. But you just don't know. You
That's
just don't know.
patriotic. Levante's drawn 14. I don't know if that's the end of the world for the
Mate,
horse.
it's a
It
straight
doesn't-
sprint. Who the
Oh,
cares?
yeah, straight down the
Who
straight.
cares?
Barrier
Wherever they
back.
draw.
Get into it.
Just riding up on the bridle.
What's the? I'm going to look at what the score
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
I reckon just pile on Levante. Is
Crunch it
Levante?
into favourite and just fuck the Aussies. Like, just get it up.
I'd love to see it beat Nature Strip. Is
Am I allowed to say that?
Is Levante the best horse in New Zealand?
Yes, by a mile.
Yeah.
Maybe Mustang.
Good
Valley.
looking as well.
Mustang Valley. We'll get into that too.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Like maybe she is that good. She's come back so
Jesus,
good.
okay.
And she's done it across the mile and then the 2000. So
Okay.
completely different horses. But Levante is certainly something special. I do think as well. Nature Strip. If we're being honest, that was a pretty brutal run in the old Everest. And $2. If you're getting $2 on Saturday, if you're smart and you're punting, you're probably going to get on. But we talked about this when we were over at the Everest. The hard thing with these sprinters is something can go just slightly wrong, and it's like, oh, that's clearly
Exactly
why
what happened in the Everest.
Yeah,
Like,
and
we're
that's
more
what.
wide the whole trip.
Yeah, and like often these races, you sort of think like they have to be run exactly to the liking of that horse, and you're like, oh, they won, that was easy, everyone knew that was going to win. But as soon as something like one variable changes with these sprinters, they're just like such big balls of speed, and then they don't, and you're sort of like,
It's kind
well,
of sus, bro. Big balls.
okay, then it's all, and you're sort of like, okay, well that's how that happened, and then you get sucked into backing them again. But I just can't be taking the $2 after the Everest.
Yeah.
Big balls and getting sucked into them. That's what you just said in the
What is
space of
wrong
2
with you,
seconds.
mate?
What's wrong?
You sicker.
Your mind's elsewhere, Edwin.
Edward? Edward from Narnia, charging on.
I think you were being called
Lion
Fred
in the
on Tuesday
wardrobe.
as well. I don't know.
Fred again.
I just
Good
don't know
mix.
anymore.
Fred
But we're all good. Levante, it could win this race. Like it is good enough. I was wondering what the TAB might do here, because the TAB have now got the boosted odds. They've boosted Nature Strip every time it's been running over the last 3 or 4 runs, but surely they'll boost Levante. Are they capable of boosting more than one horse in a race? Have you guys seen that?
Why not? Let's send a couple of messages out.
I think we should.
Tweet them.
We should.
Build one of those multi things that we did at the start of the podcasts that we did. You just message your mate at the TAB and see if we can get
Oh,
something.
little power play.
A little
Yeah.
power play. Yeah, still
Yeah.
power play.
Yeah, yeah.
Levante,
Nature's-
Roch N Horse to top 4 or something.
What about
Oh.
Nature
Is
Strip
that
to
on?
win, Levante
Is that on?
top 4? That
Yeah,
could
that's-
be a good power play.
That could be a good power play. Oh,
Yeah.
let us know in the chat below. What power play would you like to see?
Bloody oath.
Outstanding.
Well-
We haven't even talked about Giga Kick that won the Everest, but also Roch N Horse, like you said at the top of the pod, Ed. This beat Levante over the straight at Flemington earlier in the year.
Can I just pause that for a second? Ted's got back. Katie Lee won both the 2,000 and the 1,000 Guineas in 2009. Well done, Licky.
2009.
Ted, can you let us know if Prowess is going to be good enough to do that, please, mate? I know he
Yeah,
does it
yeah,
'cause
Ted.
he's
Comment in the chat: is Pierre or Prowess winning?
he's got
you
Pierre,
better say
and he's
Pierre.
going to say Legato on the 1,000 Guineas, but I love Prowess.
Me and you are going to have a beer if Pierre gets up.
Ted and Ed.
Ted and Ed.
Right.
Well, we're going head to head.
Let's
Race 4.
change
Riccarton.
gears.
Okay.
What about the Kennedy Champions Mole, lads? Race 7 at Flemington. Aegon is lining up after its win. We've got Aegon, Alligator Blood, Cascadian. There's a few good horses in that. Have you guys had a look through that?
Oh, I thought that Private Eye was just massive last start, and I can see it's 3.5 into 3 already, so that's the way I was leaning if I was going to be having a crack.
Okay. Adam's had enough. We've got no producer. What do we do?
It's done.
I'll produce it.
Does the stream keep going, Adam? What?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good.
Eddie, don't freak out, all right? It's okay. Everything's going to be all right. You can just wing it for once.
Yeah,
all
good.
right? Just
Righto.
chill.
It's good. What have we got? Ed, in that race?
Well, it's a real cracker, but I'm going to have to go Private Eye. One of my crookest uncles, actually, back in Christchurch, he lives in like a trailer in Queenstown or something. He's real keen on Private Eye.
Your
Loves it.
uncle from Christchurch lives in a
just
trailer in
don't
Queenstown.
analyse it, just go with it. But yeah, he said get on.
Sounds like a successful bloke. Get on.
Oh,
Great man.
Great man. Is he going to be at Cup Week?
I don't know.
Is your whānau going to Cup Week?
Dad will be bloody lecturing away.
Lecturing.
Julie will be teaching. Both
Oh.
teachers.
Julie's mum?
She needs to give you a fucking few seminars, mate.
How about you wash that mouth out of yours?
She might
You
tell
can't
us.
bring that mouth around to my household.
Can I?
She'll tell you to jog on.
Really?
Luke.
Is there no swearing?
No, you can swear, but she'll go, oi!
What about on Tuesday? Hey guys, just tone the swearing down because the stream could be live on the Herald.
Oh, you're not even coming to Tuesday.
And then your thing didn't run in and you're like, fucking things fucking did fucking nothing. I'm like punching you under the
Yeah, you gave me a good old Charlie. I was
we-
like, this is primary school? How good. I've got a
But
like,
it was-
dead leg right now.
It was only once that we really slipped up the way.
Did we get on the Herald?
I don't think so.
I think that was just all a bunch of
That was a
waffle.
load of crap. We were supposed to be on the New Zealand Herald, and I don't know if it even happened.
Yeah, actually, anyone out there, did if you followed the NZ Herald, did you see us on there? Let us know, because we
probably,
don't know.
Probably behind the paywall since it was such hot content.
That's exactly it.
I was going to say we could go to mine for pre-drinks, but you're not coming to Tuesday.
Nah.
Flea.
Mate, you don't need pre-drinks anyway.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, dear.
You should have pre-carbs.
No. Yeah, the other day was an exception. I was up early with you doing some content about 4 in the
6:30.
morning. So
4 in the morning.
yeah, and I go to sleep at 3. So
Yeah, that's true. You were. If you'd slept. Anyway, sorry, boys. Derailed that there.
It's bloody.
Can Anamoe
it's-
win again?
8, unbelievable. Can Anamoe win again? The race 8, the Tab Champion Stakes. Anamoe, Im Thunderstruck, and Zaaki go at it again, and then little old Mustang Valley.
Yeah.
She in that race with Anamoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you
good.
believe
What's she
it?
carrying? 43.
56 and a half.
Mustang Valley is carrying 56 and a half from
That's
barrier
tough.
10. We don't know what the weather's doing in Melbourne. The TAB won't tell us what the
I'll
track
get the weather
is
up
at
for
this
you.
stage.
You guys keep
but,
talking. I'll get it up.
like, Anamoe, I think it was set for the Cox Plate. Am I right in that?
I would have thought so.
But why would
So-
you not want to win again, mate?
Yeah, but that's so the question mark I suppose I've got. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll be betting, but is this one too far?
Nah. No.
I just think this is the sort of horse that knows how to win.
that
so,
good, eh?
Gets
yeah.
its snout down on the line.
Yeah.
The money comes for Zaaki every week, eh? God, it just 9s into 7s, and it's like, yeah, it's probably going to run a place, but it's like, oh my God.
I'm Thunderstruck was huge. I'd say there'd be a bit of money on that just because of that
Yeah.
sort of flashing
But too
run.
short
It was
almost.
massive. It was massive.
If you're
Yeah.
going to take the 360 or whatever it is for Thunderstruck, you might as well take the 220 or 230 for Anamoe.
Yeah, 2,000 metres. Mustang Valley. I'd just love to see this go a good race.
Imagine if it won.
Yeah, be horny.
Rocky.
If,
Forsman.
if Mustang Valley
be
beats
having a few
Anamoe,
chicken
it's the
risottos.
best horse New Zealand has ever produced. Like, that's surely not.
Ever produced. Shit, man. Man,
like
one time
that-
I said probably was, and I fucking had death threats.
Yeah,
so
well, I don't think Mustang Valley's gonna beat Anamoe. That's the thing.
Gotcha, I
So,
gotcha.
yeah, it would be unbelievable. I can't have. Zaki's been beaten by them enough now for it to kind of to leave that out of the top 2 there. But yeah, like you say, I'm Thunderstruck, Anamoe. Speaking of great New Zealand horses, a tissue's got James McDonald, who didn't win a race on Tuesday Cup
No, he
Day.
didn't.
That was a
That's
bit
what
sad.
he sort of goes like on and off, right? Everest Day, Then crushed it. No good Tuesday. But hey, it's a very competitive sport.
I don't think you can get too frustrated with when he wins and wears. It's just like he's an absolute freak, and when it happens, it happens. Horse racing is such a evener that it's like you can ride the best horse in the race, and you can still get beat.
That's right. Is a tissue a chance? James McDonald on. I think it's paying $5.
I didn't even look at it, to be honest.
Yeah,
You've
up
got
the
it?
Flemington Straight, maybe a chance.
Okay.
She seems to be pretty honest and probably going to be whacking away. But I thought pretty short in the market, right? It's like 5 and 2s. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. For a horse that hasn't really run, I don't think it's run in the top 5.
List out a few of the other horses in that race, would you please?
Oh, I don't even know what race it's in.
I thought you were looking at it right
the
now.
page.
That's why I asked you.
Oh, race 5. Let's turn the page because Boys Get Paid have got something potentially starting at Rosehill on Saturday. Luke, what's going on?
Well, I wish I could tell you it's definitely starting, but we were hoping to have our debut of the BGP colours, the BGP Silks over there in New South Wales, but doesn't sound like she will start. Sounds like she, just judging by the tone of Byron Bjorn Baker's voice note that he sent earlier in the week, and he said he'll let us know on Saturday, which is heaps of notice to fly over, whether she would line up or not. But it's a $1 million race if she does start. And she's only tried.
Gee whiz.
I tell you what, I was if she was starting, I was going to be going over. And yeah, I've had a crack anyway at 31s, something each way. You'd have to have a go. But there's a couple from the stable that are in there, and the jockey Rachel King, who rode Line of Law, that's the BGP Silks filly, in her trial, she's got on one of the other horses, which is probably a good indication that that's
ready.
probably the better one. So maybe this horse goes to Newcastle next Saturday, perhaps, but we just don't know for sure yet. So, but exciting to have a runner and exciting to have a horse that's won a trial. And yeah, it'd be bloody outstanding if it did line up in $1 million race straight away. I know the Rhino's fired up. He's backed it to win the Golden Slipper already. He's asked for a quote. He's emailed the bookies. He said, we want a quote for a horse. They said, mate, what are you on about? And he said, just do as you're told. And I think he got 200s, and I think it's now about 51. So he's a very hopeful
Is
lad.
it one of these fillies that might just sort of go around in on a Wednesday just to get a bit of race experience going, and then like Warwick Farm or Grafton or wherever, and just get a win under the belt and then kick on to something?
Well, geez, it'd be good to win a fucking race. I'll tell you that much for free, because I'm not having much luck with all the other things that I'm involved in horse racing wise. I tell you what, they love spending time in the paddock. But Newcastle next Saturday apparently. But this horse is also, it's a half to Baldara.
Oh, that's a good horse.
Yeah, there's quite a few people in the BGP community involved. I just took 1%, something to follow. And yeah, shit, if we go around in $1 million race, how good it's like being, you're on debut in the Karaka Million. So, and Australian dollars as well. So it's actually like about 44,000 million.
That's it. So that's race 6 at Rosehill, team, if you want to get in behind the Boys Get Paid horse. So this was one that put out to the community with an option to get invested in it, right?
Yeah, yep. Maddie over there, Punt IQ.
Yep.
Maddie McGilligot, he's done the admin for this one and pulled it all together with Bjorn. And yeah, it's going to be awesome to see how it goes. And it's won a trial and seems to have a bit of speed around it. So we don't need to get too excited, because I've done that a few times in my life prematurely. And, you blow up before it's all over, and it's just not a good experience afterwards.
There's another one at Rosehill called Ellsberg, and you tipped this one out to us at the Everest,
We did.
and we got a bit of candy
That's
on
right.
it.
Yeah, a bit short on Saturday now. Only two.
Bit short, yeah,
2-4.
but it was a pretty cocky win.
Yeah, it was very good. Doesn't mind the sting out of the ground, this horse, but yeah, I didn't have enough time to actually go through the rest of the field and see who it's up against, so
Okay.
I wouldn't confidently tip it out at 2.4. I thought $3 was a good quote when we were over there for the Everest. And we got the chockies.
Righto. Okay, good to know.
Good,
Well,
good luck to everybody having a punt over there at Rosehill. Good luck to everybody that's invested in the Boys Get Paid horse Line of Law race 6 at Rosehill. Get in behind it. Hopefully it starts. But yeah, good luck to everybody involved. We better get to the best bets though, lads. We've been going for quite a while here, but let's rattle into some best bets that people can follow for the weekend.
and straight over to me, as always. How bloody good. Ted's best bet, meeting code 6, race 4, Maria Farina. Ted and Ed go head-to-head, $3.50 here. She is a half-sister to Pierre, and she resumes after last racing in Australia in April, where she copped an unsuitable wet track. She's trialled beautifully at Cambridge in August. She looks to be a great chance fresh up. Punt IQ, Maddie, how are you? Meeting code 12, race 7 at, Flemington. I didn't put the names of the... Anyway. Private Eye, $3. He's been phenomenal this prep. Second in the Everest. Does stretch out to the mile, but He's been strong through the line and looks pretty hard to beat. And then we go to the GOAT's best bet. Meeting code 2, race 4 at Te Rapa Hammer Time. 7:50, 2:40, showing enough, but steps up to the mile, which looks like it may suit him. And then we go to mine. Ed's best bet. Meeting code 6, race 9 at Riccarton Park. The Group 1, 2,000 guineas. Pierre, $3.80. Just seems to be a very good horse to me. He won very well last start, and I feel like he will appreciate the good surface down at Riccarton, and he's got the barrier draw advantage on the main threats. If he jumps and leads him, he's going to be a great chance. Over to you.
What about Benny Masters? I think he's got a best bet in there as well.
Benny Masters, throw it back to me. Thanks, mate. Meeting code 2, race 7, Millie Fiore at Te Rapa, 3:20. Some nice thirds as of late. Last start got back at the start and flew home. Gets barrier 1, can roll forward and get on speed and win.
Wowza, Benny's tipping his own horse as his best bet. Well, this is really throwing the cat amongst the pigeons because my best bet was actually Meeting 2, race 4, which the GOAT's tip one out as his best bet in that race, and it's the 2, Savoir Faire, I think is the pronunciation. Up to the mile now. I thought this was going to be a cracking bet. It was flashing home last start, looked a very good run and was going to need more distance, but gee, seems the GOAT's got that. I also didn't mind one in race 7, which was real slim tradie, but that's against Ben. So that's kind of probably going to get me told off twice. So I'm going to have to go all the way back down to Riccarton. Meeting number 6, race number 5. I'll stick with Chella for all of the reasons spoken about earlier in the pod. I think this thing's in form. Barrier 11, 1,000 metres, should be no concern. Have a crack each way and get paid.
Outstanding, lads. I'm going to go to meeting code 2 Te Rapa on Saturday, race 3, Osaka, paying $4 at the moment. It ran in the Liverpool. The Liverpool
Great
last start.
Premier League team.
It ran in the Liverpool last start, but it was a bit too heavy for it. The track should be better at Te Rapa on Saturday, and at Te Rapa it's 1-4, place 3 out of 8. A little bit wary of Soprano Supreme carrying 51 kgs, but that thing seems to have gone off the boil a little bit. So I think, Osaka stepping back from the Livermore Classic should be a pretty decent punt at pretty decent odds, to be fair, at $4 at Te Rapa on Saturday.
And shout out to you, mate. You got your best bet home on the weekend.
Couldn't believe it. Our what?
What's that?
Our
Alley
Cat.
Well done. Well done.
I
Good
couldn't
win.
believe it. It was unbelievable.
Well done.
I punted Funny Girl.
Did you?
And our alley cat rolled me right on the line, so well done.
That was a good run. I like that horse.
Huge.
I know that people have had their doubts about it, but I think it's a pretty decent horse. Could win a few good races. How did the GOAT go on Melbourne Cup Day? Did we hear from him?
We haven't had a debrief, but he was over there in Melbourne, and someone messaged the Instagram and said, I bumped into the GOAT at Melbourne Cup.
man.
I think there was 72,000 people there, and someo's bumped into him. How good's the community?
Oh, he's
And did you see-
pretty easy man to find. Big lad with just big booming voice yelling at horses. Like,
and punting
find-
his face off.
Yeah.
He said to me, messaged me on the way over, brilliant, I've got Wi-Fi on the plane, you know what I'll be doing. I'm like probably punting the NBA or some sort of college fucking sport. And the answer was yes. But
What a
also,
sicko.
did you see the Flemington Instagram, the racing club over there? They had photos, and one of the lads was wearing a BGP pin.
Really?
In the photo.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's everywhere, eh? Absolutely
Outstanding.
everywhere.
Outstanding to see.
Thanks, mate.
BGP, like you say, they come around everywhere. You've seen them in Sydney, you've seen them in Melbourne now. They're all over the shop, and they're going to be racing it.
And we'll be in
Rosalind's
Christchurch.
in it. And
We'll be in Christchurch soon as well. So
Week.
come and say hello. We'll be floating around. Don't be shy. Don't be like, I probably shouldn't go interrupt. Like, fucking come and interrupt. Wherever you see all of us. Any
Have
of
a
us.
yarn. Make sure you
And
get to Ed before 7 o'clock.
If
though,
you
'cause you'll be
see me,
asleep otherwise.
if you see me sleeping,
Video
go,
him.
wake up, Ed.
Video him.
Wake up, Ed.
Video him. Give him some sushi.
Wave some katsu under my nose, and I'll be like, let's go.
Oh, it's pretty exciting, lads. When are we? When's the content coming back out? What have we got over the next few days? I know you guys are heading down and things.
I think my harness podcast just dropped a little bit before this show, and I'm going to be doing a live podcast. We'll go live tomorrow with me, Maddie, and Fitzy.
Maddie Markham, that is.
Maddie Markham.
Markham.
Yeah,
Good
there's a
on you,
lot of
Maddie. Good
Maddies
on
in
you,
the,
Fitzy.
in the BGP sort of group.
Yeah,
And
don't
then
listen to me on
also
harness.
Maddie Cross. Oh my God, there's another Matt.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah.
We're going to need nicknames for everyone.
Do you reckon he's going to have one of those boys get paid calls? And the boys get paid.
That's what
Oh,
I'm
that
going
would
to
be
talk to him
horny.
about. You've just ruined my interview.
Call him Maddie Cross-eyed.
Maddie Tulip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe not.
Luke, when are we going to see you again, mate? Have you got any content coming out when you're down there? What have?
I get down there Wednesday, and
You're just going to be pumping around Auckland saying, get on, Aucklanders, get into the Punters Club.
I'm actually speaking on Tuesday at a business conference.
In the morning?
Tuesday morning, yeah.
Get it done. Get
Right.
it done. No, that's it.
I was thinking about
Yes, that's an easy way.
Ending the presentation with just pulling up the TAB and being like, now also, make sure you're invested in this, and I'll probably get kicked off and never invited back.
If you don't do that, I'll be very disappointed. And the BGP community will be very disappointed because that's a great opportunity to speak to big, powerful business owners of Auckland, New Zealand, and get them on board with the Punters Club. If you don't do that,
Do you reckon Rod Duke's invested in the Punters Club?
Well, I hope so.
Sure.
Send him an email. You got his email address?
Yeah, I need to follow up tomorrow. That's a job for tomorrow. We need to have a
Good
meeting.
man.
We have a lunch with him.
Send him a link to this. We're going to have a lunch with him. Sure.
Righto, lads.
Well, he said he would, but he won't respond to our email. He definitely
hope
won't
he's-
buy us a drink. But good luck.
exciting racing this weekend.
It is. Look, it's so exciting. We've got a huge week of the Cup Carnival coming up, and the harness, the greyhounds, the thoroughbreds. Good luck to everybody that's out there punting. Like you guys say, Luke and Ed are going to be down there. If you're down there, if you're around, go up and say g'day. Let everybody know who you're punting on. Adam, we've got one more comment to finish the show. What's going on?
No, you guys at the start of the podcast said that you will pick one person out of the comments.
Good
so
man.
I think before we leave, we should definitely pick someone for that $100.
What would we do without him?
Who are we going to... Yeah.
Well, I'm barred off. I'm banned. I'm
Yeah,
not allowed.
look, we've had enough of Ed's flatmates and mates winning prizes. We've not had enough of you, but there's been enough of them winning prizes.
Yep.
Yeah, I just scrolled and then just where the mouse landed on. So LC Logan Clark, mate, good on you. He's left a comment saying, "Can we get the Wallet Bandit's tips? He seems to know what's the go. Luke will know who he is." The Wallet Bandit, you'd left by the time the Wallet Bandit was getting busy.
This is a new technique.
How many beers have you had? One.
And it's a 0%er. So the Wallet Bandit,
Who's the Wallet Bandit?
old mate that won the 21k.
Oh.
He was just like standing there fidgeting on the table, grabbing everything. And then my partner Taz was like, "Fuck, I've lost my wallet. How have I lost my wallet?" And I was like, "Oh, how have you lost it?" So we're looking for it. And then sure enough, old Mr. 21 grand was trying to pocket another couple of grand and had put a couple of wallets in his pocket and his bloody... He didn't do it like disingenuously. Is that the word? Even a word? Anyway,
He didn't
wasn't
mean to. No.
he
He
was just all over the show and he was
come
just
on
grabbing
and-
shit.
He come on and we say, "How do you win 21 grand?" He's like, "Well, you bet on I win, I win." Fucking mate, you
Oh, when I win.
Bet on I win. I don't know what it is, mate. I don't know what it is.
We are on.
And now we're discouraging people from coming up and talking on the podcast.
No,
we
that was
shouldn't
great content.
That was
It's
outstanding.
absolutely classic.
Good on you, Logan Clark. Well done, mate. We'll put $100 into the Punters Club for you and hit us up after when we would have doubled it up.
Hopefully. Look, lads, thanks very much for all your time as always. Good luck down there at Cup Week. It's going to be one hell of a week. And good luck to everybody out there that's punting. As always, gamble responsibly, but have fun, have a few beers, enjoy all of the that the racing's got to offer, and enjoy yourself. Have a great evening. Thanks very much, lads.
Thank you, mates. And we'll be doing a podcast next Thursday still. I'll be live at the Dogs, and Benny's going to be in the hot seat up here.
How are you going to be live from the Dogs?
We'll suss it, mate.
Yeah, mate, don't worry about the details, mate.
It's amazing.
Don't you
Thursday
worry
night.
about the Garden City.
We're
It gets
really-
it done.
Well, they'll dial me in somehow.
It's so
Adam, is that
progressive.
possible?
Hey, I've got you, Lukey. We can dial you in, mate. We got you. We got you.
Okay.
Thanks, brother.
Have a good night, team.
Game, set, and match. Shot no gate. They're going to do it again. The Kanaka Million goes